Good morning. I'm awake. My voice is like really bad, so I'm not going to talk a lot, but getting ready to go and hopefully meet a friend for brunch. He's supposed to get back with me on like where and when, and so I'm going to pack everything up and get ready to go, but make some coffee first over there, and Duffy's hanging out in bed still. Wow, I really wish that someone was here to join me for this. Oh my god, Duffy's like my only human, and he's not even human, so yeah. Okay, hopefully I meet that friend and we'll do video with him. We'll see how it goes though. Okay, bye. Hey everybody, it's Jer, and
hi, I'm Philip.
I don't know why. Every time I introduce somebody, I laugh. I'm like, okay, so Philip just got married.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yes, 2 weeks ago.
Here in San Diego, and he's going to talk to us about what's changed since being married.
Absolutely nothing. I have a new ring. And I get to file different taxes next year, but other than that, I mean, so we had been going out for 7 years before we got married. So after that point, you know, we've just been together so long that everyone else thought we were married already.
Right.
So at this
I
point
think after like a year or so, it gets to that point, right? Or is it longer?
I think it depends on the couple, really.
Okay.
For us, maybe we might have hit that mark maybe at like the 5 years.
5 years? It took 5 years to be like they're married?
No. Okay,
what?
So not 5 years.
But at 5 years, you're basically married anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah, like when we sent out the invites, we told people we're getting married. They're like, "What? You aren't married already?" You know. So it really,
yeah, I would think like
yeah.
There are like common law,
not
like
in California.
states. I mean, not here, but
yeah.
Like there are states that I think after. I don't know what the period is. Though.
I think it's 5 years.
Is it?
I think it's 5. It's either 3 or 5 years.
5 years, like. I just kind of think that that you are basically married at 5 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
think yeah, no. Like when I said 5 years, it's like, you know, it kind of feels like we've already been married at that point. I don't know exactly when it had felt.
When
like
did you live together?
Yes. So
when did you move in together?
So I kind of moved in with him. I met him first week of college.
Okay. Which is when?
Oh man. My freshman year of college was 2012, 2013. So I want to say like September of 2012. Okay. It was actually week 0. Like classes hadn't even started yet.
And you met him?
Yeah.
Where'd you meet him?
So.
Are you allowed to talk about where you met?
Yeah. I've told this story so many times, but. So I lived across the hall from his best friend at the time. And so during week 0, when everyone was moving in, everyone was still getting to know each other. Right. The suite across the hall was a whole bunch of girls. They came over to our suite. We were just hanging out, getting to know each other, just talking, except for his best friend and him. And so the two of them come in later on, and because it's a girl and a guy, and you know, college, I was like, "Ooh, are you dating?" And they're like, "No." But I remember it was October 3rd.
Yeah.
It was Mean Girls Day, and he was wearing a pink shirt.
Mean Girls Day. What is Mean Girls Day?
Did you ever watch Mean Girls?
I have seen it once.
Okay.
And I was not exactly. I was there, but not there.
Okay, gotcha. There's like a scene where there's just so many things about the movie. There are like a whole bunch of little things.
Okay.
There's a scene where she's crushing on this guy, right? And she's like keeping track of like all the little achievements she's had with this guy that she likes.
Achievements?
And like
little, dating achievements?
Not even dating achievements, but it was like on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
What?
Like those are like the things that she was keeping track of.
Okay.
And so from that point on, October 3rd had been turned into Mean Girls Day.
Right.
And then there's like a different scene where they're talking about like, oh, on Wednesdays we were pink. Because it's like the popular clique.
Right, I know that.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot.
And so not only was it October 3rd, it was also a Wednesday.
Okay.
So, like the two
and this
of
is the day
combined,
you met him?
Yes, I met him on Wednesday, October 3rd, I think 2012.
Wow.
And so he was wearing a pink shirt, and I was like, hey, you're wearing a pink shirt, it's Mean Girls Day. And he's like, yeah. And we legit had a conversation for like 10 minutes, just him and I, just talking back and forth. I don't even remember about what, maybe just about Mean Girls in general, but you know, at this point, everyone else in the room had stopped talking and turned to look at us. Just like we had never met before, and we're like vibing, and we're just talking. And so
I love that. Go ahead.
So then afterwards, you like him and his best friend, like they end up like retreating for the night because they'd already done something. And so I didn't really think much about it until maybe the next day or two. I come back from, I think at this point classes had started, or maybe I was out and about, I don't know.
Right.
I come back to a sticky note on my door that says, Philip, you are cute. Do you like guys, girls, or both? Circle 1, signed, and like the college he was from. And so I was like, who is this? Where did this come from? And so I'm like asking all the people that I know, especially because I was actually part of a couple of LGBTQ, like, not support groups, but just like orgs on campus. And I was like asking them like, hey, what college are you from? We haven't talked before, anything like that. Getting a lot of no's. And then eventually I just put up, I think it was like a week later, I put up another sticky note.
On your door?
On my door in response that said, come talk to me and find out.
Right.
And so...
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, and afterwards, I think from his perspective and his best friend's perspective, his best friend, she had been checking like all week for any sort of response. And so as soon as she saw the sticky note, she like calls him and is like, there's a response. And so he like writes another post-it note. And he like properly introduces himself, like, hey, this is my name, this is my number, you know, let me know if you want to grab lunch. And so later that day, I text him. It's like, hey, you know, it's Philip. I got your sticky note. You want to grab lunch? And I think he was actually across the hall at his best friend's suite at the time he got the text. He's like, oh, he texted me, I'm going. So that was pretty much like our first date. It was just to like the dining hall. I remember we had like pasta.
Like it doesn't matter where your first date is. Like it doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Like anything can be special like this first moment.
Yeah.
That is so cool. You never told me that. I've never known that. That is really cool. So nothing has changed. Well, but you mentioned that you had like looked forward to it so much, and now it's like done.
Yeah, because I had been planning it for a few months now, and now that we've just gotten married 2 weeks ago, I had spent like the last 2 months, I want to say, on my lunch break at work, just working on the wedding, sending out emails, calling people, looking up leads for certain vendors, this, that, the other thing. And now that it's done, I'm like, what do I do now? Like, I guess for me right now, in terms of still working on the wedding, I'm working on thank you cards, which I hear I have an hour, or not an hour, like a year to send out, but I'm not sure I'd want to get them out sooner than later.
I would think sooner than a year. Maybe?
From what I heard, it's just because people who didn't make the wedding will be sending in gifts through the year. But we didn't really send out any announcements. We didn't even send a save the date, just because most of our people were local, so we didn't think it was
necessary.
Yeah, and like most of the people were local anyway, so we had like talked to them about it beforehand. So we just sent out the invitations, and so now I'm working on thank you cards and also just editing all the pictures from the wedding. Just because to have gotten edited highlights of the wedding was going to be an extra charge, and I figured I could do that myself, so why not?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thanks for asking.
All right, we're gonna go. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Hey everybody, so it is the next day, but I wanted to do a video and say that what happened with like that conversation, that story, is what I'd like to see happen with everybody I meet. Like, I would love to be able to include stories, meeting people and hearing their stories and sharing that. So that's exactly, it doesn't have to be a love story, it doesn't have to be, you know, whatever, there's no like expectation, but just a story, like something about your life, something that you can share, that's an experience that maybe people will learn from, or inspired by, or encouraged by, or even just entertained by. So yeah, I just want to make a quick video and say that that's exactly what this is about, is meeting people, hearing and sharing stories, sharing experiences, and, you know, hopefully learning and encouraging each other as we go along. Okay, I love you all, and I will talk to you very soon. Mwah. Bye.